Okay, so, oh boy, I did not need that bowl. Whoopsies. Sometimes you make messes when you cook, and that's okay. So we got it, we scraped it all back in there. We're just gonna set that bowl down to the side. Okay, now for our eggs, which we have 4 of, which we had taken out earlier. I say a lot, I apologize. So we're gonna there's 1 egg, we're gonna crack it, and then pour it in to our, there we go, very nice. Only little messes, there we go. The other eggs are closer to my bowl. There we go. And crack it open, 2 eggs. No shells yet, awesome. And then, there we go. It's running away from us. I hate when my eggs run away from me. We got it now, we're good. Okay, now we're just gonna crack that one in there. Crackety crack. There we go, don't fight back. 3, and then our last one is kind of behind the bowl. We can't see it in the camera. There we go. And we're gonna take it, there's a beautiful egg. Crack, crack, crack. 4, there we go, okay. And that's all the eggs you need. Okay, now our whisk is in our cake pan to my right here. There's the box. It's right next to the box. We don't need the box right now, though. We'll just put it over there. And our whisk is right there. Found it. Okay, so now my whisk is flat so I don't get it stuck in the drawer. So we just need to twist it open. Do you guys have any fancy gadgets like this? I find it doesn't really help much. And then we're just going to whisk. And whisk and whisk. God, talking is exhausting. I can't catch my breath over here. Yes, you've got to beat it real fast to make sure you mix everything up really nicely. And scrape the sides down. Or not. We don't always have to scrape the sides down. I like little bits of powder in my cake. Mix, mix, mix. Yes. Yeah, put your fingers in there. Really make sure, break up those clumps. Because, you know, when you're not using a beater because the baby's sleeping, you just got to do things quietly. And you do what you have to do because baby sleeping is the most important thing ever. There's nothing more important than the baby getting her full 12 hours. So, we're going to mix and just keep mixing. And I think it looks like it's pretty, there's still some clumps in there. There's still some clumps. Yeah. But oh, I was telling a story before while I'm mixing this. I heard once that when they first invented box cake, you only mixed water in with the premix. And women felt, or men, and probably at the time it was women, let's be honest, it was the 60s. So they felt like they weren't doing enough. So then they, I'm just gonna keep mixing while I talk. So they felt like they weren't doing enough. So then they changed the formula so that way you can add eggs and oil too. So that way you felt like you were actually baking. So pretty much you could probably make this with just water and the mix. So that looks like it's all good. So once we're done mixing, we're gonna shake that off. Make sure we get every last drop. And if you wanna untwist it, you can. Scoop that in there. You want it all. It looks so good. Do you ever like eating the batter? That's what we did. Yeah. Clean off the fingers. Tastes so good. Okay. So now, I think it's ready to pour into our pan. Okay, now that that's over, let's pick up our... I just like the deep throat in the middle of baking. Whatever works. It really helps me focus. when you're at the end of the haul of baking and you're just exhausted, a good deep throating of the fingers helps me finish. Okay, so we're just going to pick that up and go over to our cake pan over here and dump it in. No, not that far. Dump it in. There we go. And I did grab a spatula here to scrape off everything out of the bowl, but we can always use our fingers too if you can't, if you want it there. So that's the whisk again. The spatula is right underneath that. Okay, so we're just going to scrape off the all that, because there's a lot of batter left in there. There we go. All that on the bottom and on the sides. Every last drop. You want to make sure this is a nummy cake. Scrape that in. Scrape all of it. That's just hang. Sometimes it hangs out at the front of the bowl. There we go. Very nice. Okay, good enough. All right, so that's that. And then it says 350, and then we're in a 9 by 11 pan or however big it is. So we're just gonna bake it for 34 to 38 minutes, depending. And then, so after it's done baking, we're gonna frost it for you. So, alrighty. I guess that's it. Yeah. That batter looks good. I think I want a spoonful with the spatula quick. So I'm going to pick up the spatula in the bowl that's right in front of me and then just kind of scoop in some of there and then just, so good. Crunchy sprinkles. Raw eggs. Microphone. Okay. All right. So now that my hands shut up, our taste tester is diving right in. We finished our cake. I frosted it before it was still a little too warm, so the frosting got a little melty, but it is what it is. And this is where we are. Should we show the camera? Should we show the camera the cake? Just tilt it up slightly. Oh, it's just white and reflective. It's beautiful. But our taste tester has dived in, so we're going to give it a little try too. We have some forks over here. Can give one to the little lady. She knows what to do. This is her second time having boxed cake. Alright, so we're just going to take a piece. That looks like a good spot. Kind of just cut around the piece, you know, normally how you eat a cake right out of the pan. Yep, that worked out so well. Okay, here we go. Got so much of the cake on there. Strawberry flavored and the sprinkles. This time we got frosting. So yummy. Is that good stuff? It's the good before dinner snack. Working out for us right now. Yes. That was a good forks bowl of crumbs. You know. What's better to eat before a bunch of carbs than a bunch of carbs? So that's what we're doing today. Because we're having manicotti for lunch. I think that's what it's called. And our snack today is boxed cake. I just keep eating it, I suppose. What does Melody think? What do you think? Is that yummy? Yeah? Is that good? We're teaching her how to eat a cake properly.